Today we are going to talk about the growth and development in young people. It's the one part of the chapter diets, drugs and diseases. So we are going to talk about how those things affect the young generation that are growing and developing. Let's start. In certain parts of the world, children take up sniffing solvents such as those used in glues. As you know, those inside the glues there are some kind of solvents which are used as the drug, the cheapest one. The reason for this is that the solvents are easier and cheaper to get than drugs, and even they are legally because you are buying a glue, not a drug. That's why mostly it's available for the even young teenagers. The solvents can cause a loss of appetite, which results in a loss of body mass. It means as they are using those solvents, their appetite starts to decrease, and of course, it will lead to the loss of the body mass. They can cause a headache, sickness, coughing, and the harm in the brain that results in loss of memory. One of the reasons why this kind of things happens by that solvent, because it poisons the brain. That's why the person who used that solvent may feel headache and be sick for period. Of course, it's a kind of poison that poisons our brain, and solvents harm the lungs, affect how the nerves control breathing, and damage the structure of the liver, kidneys, and bone marrow. It means, guys, these kind of solvents, they are so dangerous for our life, because you can just even see from this text that lungs, the one of the main organs of our body, brain also, and liver with kidneys, they are all vital organs in our body. If their process will be damaged, of course the person will get ill, even that can be fatal. So these solvents, they affect to our body control. After sniffing the solvent, a person loses control of themselves and they may suffocate on the plastic bag from which they inhaled the solvent. It means, guys, as it affects the nervous system, those people may not even walk properly. They are just relaxing. They can't be even focused on the simple things. They can't just do anything. They will just lie, and I don't know what happens in these cases, even though it's not so good. They may also become unconscious, and if they are sick, their vomit may block their windpipe, causing death by suffocation. It means windpipe, it's a trachea that we were talking about, and in these times, those windpipe can be blocked by their vomit. So it's so dangerous. If they are addicted, it can be fatal in the short time. So how all these things affect to the body, to the behavior of the young people? One of the reasons how the alcohol affects to our body. So alcohol affects the nervous system and slows down the speed at which nerve cells carry signals. As you remember, I already showed you how our nerve cells, how fast they works. They works with the speed of light, maybe. So in just second, you can move your body part, because cells are bringing the signal so fast. But once a person drink the alcohol will damage the nerve cells and the brain, and so all the activities in the body becomes slow because of the nerve cells carrying signals also downs their speed. And a small amount of alcohol, even for the person, may make them like relaxed, like forgetting any about problems and so on. But for that person, any kind of activities becomes slow, uh, and their behavior may change. Mostly they are like they can hit someone, they can just argue with someone when they are just drunk. That's of course dangerous. Even in that cases, driving is not allowed, as you know. For example, their voice may become louder and they may become reckless and even aggressive. Sometimes even drunk people can just, without nothing, come and talk to you or just be aggressive with you. The person may find it more difficult to think and speak clearly. Even they are when they are explaining something, they can't even speak properly. So. Let's continue with alcohols. If they continue to drink more alcohol, their movements may become uncoordinated. For example, they cannot. They in the back side of our head there is a brain part called cerebellum, and that one uh, will be poisoned as it will lead to the like uncontrolled walk. They may then fall asleep or become unconscious. In extreme cases, they may be sick while unconscious, and it may block their windpipe, causing death by suffocation. It means they cannot control their body properly. Their body will just get some kind of problems, and in some cases, it can be fatal to that person. They may even die. People begin taking non-medical drugs for a variety of reasons. For example, also the drugs that are non-medical. We talked with you about medical and non-medical drugs. Drugs, guys, abuse can often start in the teenage years because sometimes the surrounding of that student may affect to them to just to use one time, and then it will just make addicted. Of course, it can be even earlier. People may take non-medical drugs because their friends are trying them and they find it difficult to say no. Like when you have some kind of friends and you are with them, and some of them say, just try it one more time, nothing happens. They may say this thing, and you cannot just in that cases mostly people cannot say no because if they will say no, their friend starts to like argue with him, complain, just you are not with us, you are like this kind of things that they will just separate you from them. Because of that, they are just trying immediately once their friends offer. That's so dangerous because once they used it, they may become addicted after that one. So they may also take them because they think that it's exciting to use substances that are illegal. For example, yes, in my childhood, I saw some kind of like big men. If they use those things like alcohol or cigarettes, I thought, oh, they are cool. But of course, after I understand that they are not cool, they are a little bit stupid because as the older people they are taking non-medical drugs because they are unhappy, lonely, or feel that they are unable to cope with life. Mostly these drugs, cigarettes, non-medical drugs, and alcohol is used in these cases when someone is unhappy or lonely. They just think, if I will drink I will forget my problems. No, it will not happen, even it not help. Whatever the reason, taking non-medical drugs can be harmful, and you know which kind of harmful it can be. They affect the nervous system, and if they are used over a long period of time, they can cause damage. which results in memory loss, hallucinations, and mental illness. Just remember, I guess I told to the Form 2B about my grandfather who used to smoke for 50 years. After 50 years, one of his lungs becomes just not usable, and the doctors cut it off. Just think about this kind of examples, life learning examples. So how it affects to our brain, how it affects to our health. If a person continues to take drugs over a long time, for example through their teenage years, their body becomes more tolerant to the drugs. It means tolerant to the drugs, it means the body will want these drugs more and more and more. So, and larger amounts are needed for the reason to feel its effects. It means in the beginning they used a small amount, but after that one they start to use more and more. Like the amounts gonna grow. Of course, as the amounts grow, it will make a greater effect to our health. The drug taker's brain becomes so used to the drugs that the drugs taker becomes dependent on it. These kind of peoples are already, they are addicted. They cannot live without that one. They can't even imagine their day with not taking that drug. That's why it's hard to them. This is known as addiction. If a person who has been taking a drug for a while suddenly stops, they may suffer withdrawal symptoms. It means withdrawal symptoms, the body will just have some kind of problems because body is addicted now, and the body will just make you sick, make you problems, make a headache, because body will just say, I need that one, I need that drug, use it, take it. And so because of that, the body will have some kind of problems if they immediately suddenly stops using that one. So you don't have to even start before stopping. They may also become upset because they fear that they cannot cope with life without the drugs. As I said before, they cannot imagine their life without having without not having those drugs. Okay, guys, for today it's about these alcohols and drugs and so on. We'll continue with the next lesson. I will not give you any tasks, but for the coming lessons, be ready for the questions and the tasks. See you.